Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a real good show for you lined up. All right, we're going to talk about Edwin Spillman committing to the Vols. That's another 4-star. We've really been on a roll. And Heupel also is going to respond to the Ryan Day nonsense. This is another great commitment for the Vols. This is an in-state player, and he's quite good. Again, a 4-star linebacker, and we're really rebuilding that linebacker room in a major way. Last year, we picked up 3 linebackers, including Arian Carter, who I think is going to be outstanding. And now we're just continuing to work in that defensive backfield and getting speed. That's really the key thing that we've been missing, is that suddenness and that speed and athleticism, and I think we're just getting better and better back there, and this guy's definitely going to be a nice addition to the team. That's a great commit. I wanted to cover this. I actually would have covered it live, but I had to work.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers, too.
So I need to get with these recruits and start talking to them about committing to times that would help me out. They really need to start taking that into consideration. But anyway, and here we'll watch some of his highlights. You watch him come around the end right here. He's super fast and quick and just comes around and blows that play up. And he's about 220 pounds, 6'1", 6'2" in that area. So he's got the size that you want, especially coming in as a freshman. I mean, he's only a senior in high school, but he's got great quickness and a very good feel, and he'll knock the crap out of you. This guy's not messing around. Think about what he's going to be when he's 235 with that level of quickness. And you can see he's got a great feel for the field, and he's giving this quarterback just all kinds of problems. And they need to know where this guy is all the time. Here he's going to come in, and I'm sure he's going to blow up this play too. Let's see what he does. Well, he's playing back in the – oh, no. Oh, no. Just – ooh. You don't want to get hit by this dude. That was that was a fair hit. There he comes blowing it up, that quickness. So you can see why Ohio State really wanted him. And I'm going to tell you right now, Ohio State wanted this guy. They would have loved to have him commit, because that would have helped them with their linebacker situation in this class. So we definitely fought off Ohio State, and I think it was Georgia also wanted him. So a real nice pickup, and let's see what that's done to us with our rankings. All right, let's see. This is on 3. Of course, we know Georgia and Ohio State are still 1 and 2. Alabama is 3. They moved up. It was only a matter of time with them. Florida has moved down 1 to 4. We moved up from 8 to 7. We were at 14th. We picked up Mike Matthews, the 5-star, moved to 8th, and now with Edwin, we moved up to 7th. So we're kind of hanging around that 6, 7, 8 mark, and I think if we can stay right in that area, and I think we will, because if you look at our average, we're at 90.4 on 3, and I think we'll surpass Michigan because they're at 90.03. I think we'll get above them. They've just got a lot of recruits at 26. When we're up around 23, 24, 25, we'll probably get in front of Michigan. So will other teams. Penn State, I'm not too worried about them. Texas A&M, they might be an issue, but I mean, we're going to be right up with where they are. So I think we're going to be fine staying in that 6, 7, 8 mark. And that's really where this team needs to be. I would have loved to have been 5th. That would have been ideal this year, but, 6, 7, 8 is not that big a deal. As long as we've got almost as good a talent as the Georgias and Alabamas, we can beat those teams because, again, I've told you, we've got a big advantage at coaching. We've got a big advantage with our scheme. And you've seen what Josh Heupel did with really was kind of a ragtag team 2 years ago, and they could have won 9 games. They won 7. And then last year they won 11. So I feel really good about where this team's headed. The recruiting looks great. We've just picked up 5. The last 5 recruits or the last 6, they've all either been 4-stars or 5-stars. So we're really moving in the right direction. And again, we have 11 4-stars and a 5-star and 6 3-stars. And a couple of these guys right here are sleepers, big-time sleepers. So I would say just keep on keeping on. And, of course, we've got a very important recruit coming up, and that's Kai Bates. Now, I've told you this is a linchpin-type guy for us because we've already got Caleb Beasley on one corner. We've got Boo Carter as a safety who is, I'm telling you, that guy's a player. And quick. He's quick as a cat. And then if you can put Kai Bates on the other corner, this would be a fantastic class for our defensive backs. And, of course, the other players we got coming in as well. But, I mean, those would be some linchpin guys that you could count on in the future to really solidify that defensive backfield, which has really been our Achilles heel for the last 2 years. It's really been a struggle.
You are the weakest link. Bye.
We just haven't had the depth, and we hadn't quite had the quality, but that's changing very quickly. And I think with this class, this will be another move towards having an elite defense, because if you put a great defense with this offense, we are going to be absolutely so dangerous. No team's going to want a piece of us.
That's right. Nice, man. I am dangerous.
Even Alabama and Georgia, who are really, we need to start beating them on a regular basis at least half the time. And that would be fine. If you're doing that, you're going to be in that 12-team playoff, and then nobody's going to want to face you, because that speed of that offense it's problematic. And if you don't think it is, look how many of these big-time coaches want to change rules because of that offense. First of all, Nick Saban, the GOAT, has been screaming to slow us down. Make sure they don't hike the ball until there's at least 25 seconds on the clock. Don't let them snap it any earlier than that. Why? Why, Nick? Because you're not ready, because your team isn't ready for that offense. That's why. So you want the rules changed. You've won 6 national titles at Alabama. We don't need to be changing rules to make life easier for you.
Snap out of it.
Okay, we need to, if we're going to change some rules, it ought to be make it harder on you. Anyway, now Ryan Day at Ohio State, the guy's got all the recruits he could ever want. They're always in the top 3 in recruiting. And he wants to make changes again to stop our offense because he knows the playoffs coming and he sees us as a problem. And here, Zach Reagan, who is a very good writer for A to Z Sports. If you've not read his stuff, he's very good. He's got a really good style. It says, Josh Heupel responds to Ryan Day's attempt to throw a wrench in Vols offense. As usual, somebody's trying to stop us.
Again.
And he talked about it, and I covered this as well in a video. It says Ohio State head coach Ryan Day was asked what changes he'd like to see. It said he immediately would like to see the hash marks brought in like in the NFL to keep teams from spreading out their offenses and make it easier on defenses. It says under Josh Heupel, Tennessee utilizes the wide splits in their high-powered offense. The wide splits give the Vols the ability to read the defensive coverage and adapt their play call based on what the defense is presenting. And Heupel was asked about this by A to Z, and he said, I don't know if it necessarily affects what we do. He said, at the end of the day, we play some portion of the game in the middle of the football field. At the end of the day, I'm not looking for any changes inside college football. He said, we had to play clock one this year. I think the game is elite the way it is as far as the on-field product. He said, but I'm open to any changes too because, he knows there'll always be changes. And the writer said it's obvious Heupel prefers where they are, which makes sense as the number 1 offense in the country, the year before number 7. Of course you want to keep it. And look, he's playing within the rules. It's not like he had to have things changed to suit him the way Nick Saban or Ryan Day want. No, he said, okay, those are the rules. I'll work within those. And that's really how these power brokers are. They get so powerful and they get to where they think, oh, well, I can just get whatever I want if I ask for it. And then on top of it, they're getting all the best recruits. And what it is, they want total domination. They don't want parity. The last thing they want is parity. They want total domination out of about 2 or 3 teams, and that's boring. That's not good for the game at all. If you want to know why the NFL has done so well, first of all, football is very exciting, but they have true parity. You have teams that can show up and actually win a Super Bowl instead of it's always 1 or 2 teams. The country is sick and tired of Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and maybe Clemson being in there or Oklahoma or whoever every year. They're sick of it. That's one of the reasons they're going to the 12-team playoff, so we can start having some parity. But Josh Heupel's getting ready to throw a wrench into their system, and they see it's coming. And also one of the things the writer brought up is that high school is set up with the same hash marks as college. And the thing is, why would you change college when most of the kids that come to college, they don't go to the NFL? The NFL is a very different experience, different level of talent, and they're playing a different game. College and high school, they need to kind of at least be married to some level because that's where all the kids are coming from. And again, 95, 96% of them aren't going anywhere after that. They're going to sell cars, insurance, lawyer, whatever they're going to do. Okay?
Okay.
So anyway, I don't know what to do with these big dogs and their constant crying and whining and want to change the rules because the tenant, look, you know what you need to do? Ryan Day, Coach Scaredoozy, Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, just learn to deal with it. Smart did a good job with it. Now he had Sanford Stadium there to help him a ton. When he comes to nailing this year, it may not be so easy on him, but just learn to deal with it. because it's a great offense. Try to figure out a way to stop it and quit crying and whining and wanting changes to the rules because you can't handle it. I thought y'all were the greatest defensive minds in the country. I guess we'll see, won't we? All right, folks, I just wanted to cover the Spillman commit. I think that's a great pickup for us. I was a little bit concerned about a month ago, but I started feeling more and more confident about it. And then I wanted to cover, of course, Heupel responding to the Ryan Day nonsense. It's not going to stop. It just didn't. They're going to cry as long as our offense is great, and we just need to get used to it. But I'm still going to call them out for it. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols, the SEC, and all the little crybabies that are always trying to stop us. If you've not subscribed, it's on your right, my left. Just hit that little button. I would appreciate it. And right over here's the most recent video. Be sure to check that one out. And we will see you next time on Sports Talk Jake.